Newly released FOIA documents confirm the existence of a federal law enforcement investigation into the harvesting and trafficking of late-term aborted babies by Planned Parenthood at the University of Pittsburgh. I'm David Daleiden with the Center for Medical Progress. We've been reporting the past few years on the barbaric government-sponsored experiments on aborted babies that the University of Pittsburgh carries out with the indispensable help of the abortion business at Planned Parenthood. Through ongoing public records requests in partnership with our friends at Judicial Watch, CMP is uncovering more and more information that corroborates serious wrongdoing by Planned Parenthood and the University of Pittsburgh in their publicly funded trafficking of aborted babies. The NIH-sponsored GUDMAP program was a multi-year, multi-million-dollar grant that Pitt obtained in 2016 to run a distribution hub for late-term aborted fetal kidneys and other body parts. Statements in Pitt's heavily redacted grant application point to babies being aborted alive for harvestable kidneys and propose to disproportionately target Black and minority mothers and infants for this live abortion harvesting. Keep in mind, Planned Parenthood officials run the abortion practice in Pitt's health system. Congress launched several oversight inquiries in response to CMP's reporting in 2021 about the grant application, and when NIH refused to provide any meaningful information, 89 members of Congress asked the Health and Human Services Office of Inspector General to investigate last year. Now, NIH documents obtained from our FOIA requests show that on October 28, 2021, the HHS Office of Inspector General sent a formal subpoena to the University of Pittsburgh for the documents concerning the GUDMAP abortion harvesting program. OIG is a federal law enforcement agency with criminal investigative authority over government-funded programs, including the power to issue subpoenas, make arrests, conduct surveillance, and testify in criminal proceedings. We don't have the exact text of the subpoena yet, but emails between the NIH and the University of Pittsburgh indicate that the subpoena asked Pitt for at least the same information that Congress and NIH leaders did about the GUDMAP program: abortion practices, born-alive infants, patient treatment, and fetus harvesting protocols in the University of Pittsburgh's experiments. If this investigation has been conducted honestly, it's hard to overstate how serious the facts it uncovered could be. Just take a look at what else we've been learning about the harvesting program at Pitt. First, we've obtained the unredacted version of the scientific references that Pitt cited in its NIH grant application. Remember, Pitt advertised to NIH that it would use labor induction abortions where the baby is pushed out whole to harvest the kidneys, and that warm ischemic time would be minimized. Ischemia is a term that refers to the loss of blood supply to a body part, and Pitt's grant application also stated that it would track and record this time of loss of blood flow precisely. The references for the section advertising warm ischemic time is minimized are two scientific papers, one from the American Journal of Translational Research and another from PLOS One, which both describe minimizing ischemic time by harvesting tissue samples from donors who are still alive, instead of from organs that have already been cut out of the body. This corroborates what Pitt's spokesperson told reporter Sam Dorman in 2021. The ischemic time, the time without blood flow to the kidneys, quote, refers to the time after the tissue collection procedure, meaning blood loss doesn't happen until the NIH Pitt harvesters cut the kidneys out of the baby. This is partial birth abortion and infanticide. At the same time, we are continuing to fight the NIH in federal court to further unredact the harvesting documents from Pitt. In a recent order, the federal judge in the case ruled that the redactions are meant to protect Pitt's commercial interest in the fetal tissue transfers, finding, quote, such information is clearly instrumental to the university's commercial fortunes. The judge based this finding on admissions from the university itself that, quote, the anticipated number of tissue collections per year is confidential commercial information because it directly reflects the volume of business conducted by the commercial entity under the GUDMAP arrangement. Collecting aborted human fetal body parts for commercial purposes is a federal crime. This is also not the first time a federal judge in Washington, D.C. has found evidence of illegal fetal tissue sales in government documents. In 2021, in a FOIA case about fetal tissue documents from Planned Parenthood contractor Advanced Bioscience Resources, the judge found there is reason to question the lawfulness of the transactions between the government and ABR. This is just a brief update. There's still more to discover about how premature infants and their mothers have been commodified by Planned Parenthood and the University of Pittsburgh's experimental abortion harvesting program. Here's what you can do to help. First, contact your federal representatives to demand further oversight of government-funded fetal experimentation and the OIG investigation. Then, demand they take action to terminate the federal government's sponsorship of the abortion industry and experiments on aborted babies. Finally, like and share this video and support CMP's ongoing investigative reporting at www.centerformedicalprogress.org.